I'm Juan Ramón from IDP in Spain, and well, there's also my colleague Miquel Borràs, and yeah, we are an engineering company which has developed also the digital twin for the BIM models, and we have used it in many projects as of, for example, facility management, and also for other kind of uses. So in this training, I will try to explain first of all how the digital twin works in a small overview, and then we'll go through the GeoBIM platform, which is a digital twin adapted or designed for the GeoFit project with some special specifications and assets and controls related to other digital twins. So I'll go, as I say, first for an overview of the digital twin. Then I'll explain how to enter in the digital twin and give you some ideas of the controls and navigations around the platform. And then we will see some outputs of the platform itself related to the inventories and assets, and then the monitoring data, which can also be extracted from the applications that my other colleagues presented earlier. And then for last, I will present some other further options which are either being developed or could be also integrated in the platform in the future. So the first slide is for the overview. Wait. It doesn't respond now.
Okay, I'll move forward on your behalf and then get back and give you again the control. Then it should be working.
Okay. Okay, now. Okay, well, this is the first overview. Okay, the digital team works in a way that we start from collecting some data either in libraries or in Excel sheets. This is the data for the different assets located in a model. Okay, assets, as also my colleague Adrian told before, are the elements that we want to highlight or to analyze in a model, okay, or in a facility. So we try to first of all collect all the data possible of these assets, and then visualize the results of the integration of this data and these assets in the platform, seeing the monitoring, KPIs visualization, the information related to each equipment or each asset. For example, data sheets, how you say, the maintenance plan, and different information. So this is the first idea of what we can do. We must collect first the information and then put it in the digital twin, introduce it, and then dashboard and highlight it. So then the next slide, I don't know why it's not working, explains exactly from which documents we gather the information. In industrial projects and also in residential projects, we usually work in Revit models, for example, and softwares for architecture or for structure, the BIM modeling is now so advanced that everyone, so almost every company works in 3D models. So what we do is in the design phase, or even also in an as-built phase, it depends on where we are. When we are designing and we want a digital twin for the design, so we have a BIM model for architecture and also BIM model for structure and BIM model for MEP, which are the installations. Okay, from softwares like for example Autodesk Revit, we can export, or for example Tekla for structure, we can export EIC files which can be integrated in the digital twin. We also gather information from the sensors in the monitoring phase, which is also, of course, after the construction. We can gather information from sensors, and via an IoT hub, we also gather the information. All these blue the blue arrows are all the information that we can collect in the digital twin. When we are already inside, we have a database inside the digital twin, which stores all the information that we are collecting and updating so periodically. And we also have data storage for the geometry. Okay, once we have introduced all the information here, what we can extract and give to the final user of the digital twin or the GeoBIM platform is a viewer, first of all, and then monitoring data within this viewer, and also a KPI dashboard, and also the shared documents in the digital twin. Okay, we move forward to the next slide. I don't know if it's not responding.
Clicking again on the slide.
I don't know why it's not working.
Okay.
I really don't know. Not with arrows, and also not with.
You tell me when to go to the next slide. Okay.
Yeah, we can move. Sorry, Marco. We can move to the next slide. Yes.
Is this okay?
Okay. Oh, now it's gone.
Yeah, I'm afraid you have issues with the connection, because all of a sudden you moved very many slides.
I'm going back. I'm going back now. Okay, because I started now to have the control again. I don't know. I'm sorry, but shouldn't be a problem with the connection, because I'm in the office, so no idea why it's happening. I think I missed the slide here. No, should be another one. Okay, no. Okay. Okay, yeah, now. So as I was explaining, from the different sources, from architecture, structure, and MEP, we go to this web platform where the digital twin is, and we get the result, a viewer which is a simplified view of the BIM model. Okay, in this digital twin viewer, the information is all the information that we want to show, or that we need, the final user needs, but it's not all the information that it's in the BIM model, because it would be too much information and too heavy. Then the platform wouldn't be operative. So we have a viewer which is, as the word says, very visual and very practical to work with it. So we see here the native information in the Revit model. In this case, for example, we have all the data introduced in the BIM model, and the IFC that we export from the BIM model, it's called by an HTTPS site and automatically introduced in the viewer. This information in the viewer is extracted directly from the BIM model. Okay, this in this case is from Sant Cugat pilot, and this is a manhole which is connected to the ground, to the boreholes for the geothermal project. So what's the overview and the summary of the digital twin viewer? Okay, so it allows the user to interact with the model and get data from each element selected. Okay, that's the most important part. We can get information either in a project phase or either in a operation phase. Then each inventory can have associated basic data sheets, manuals, layouts, safety plans, documentations, and so on. So each inventory and each asset can have other information which is not visual, but it's important for the element. You can gather everything in the same platform, and then we can also associate to each asset a list of preventive tasks and also corrective tasks for maintenance, for example, that can be executed following the periodicity applied. Okay, so we can tell the platform that we need to check, for example, a pump every once a year, and the platform will let us know when to do that with some kind of alarm. Okay, it makes also it allows us also to create and execute correctives and preventive tasks, and we can also so monitor the sensors that are in the building, for example, and perform assets management with this information of the monitoring. Okay, so I will go now to the to introduce you what the digital twin for the GeoFit project is. So we have first, this would be the main website that the user or the final user would get. In this case, you can see a map of Europe where the two pilots that were developed for Sant Cugat and Perugia are shown. Then we should click on the pilot and then select the viewer. Okay, this automatically opens opens the digital twin, and I will now go for a quick video showing the main controls of the of this platform. I'll be talking on top of the video because it has no sound on it. So first of all, so you can understand, once we get into the pilot, so it's the same. So we click on the pilot and we get into the viewer, and then into the viewer we have on the left side different informations. First of all is the project, so which is the facility information. Then to move it around, we have the left mouse button to rotate and the right mouse button to move the model. So we click and we move. Then we have also controls for slicing, to have sections in the different axes. We have the dynamic controls, so we can see within the model where we can find each other and what are the different rooms in the model. So we can also, with the mouse wheel, zoom in and zoom out of the model. So once we are here, we see the assets. So assets are different elements. We have in the assets the inventories, which we can also personalize and do tailor-made for every project. We have here a space, which is the technical room. And in the technical room, for example, we have the buffer tank. Okay, buffer tank, we click on it and directly it focuses on this in the model. And we get many information from this tank. We have files added to it, and also the here is inventory resources, which are documents attached to it. We could here attach, for example, as it's shown now, we can attach a data sheet or a user manual. And this is the process to attach the user manual to our GeoBIM platform. So we select it, and then it will be there stored in the data storage from the DTwin itself. We will have access to it every time we enter the platform. You see in the inventory resources, now we have on the left side the user manual. And this is the user manual that we can access from the DTwin. It opens in a separate window for documents. So apart from the tank, we can create always a new inventory, clicking on the element we want to add to an inventory, and say, okay, this is a boiler, for example. We give the exact number, we give him a tag also, and we add it to the sector, which is the technical room in this case. If they are parents, so if the parent is an equipment and sensor is a sensor, of course. And we have also here directly information about that item or that assets. We can also add here, same as we did before, we can add also here the information user manual for example, this boiler. And we will have here in our technical room this inventory of these different assets. And automatically the inventory resources update. Then we have, as I said before, prevention maintenance plans. Here we can do for the different assets, we can add tasks, maintenance tasks for every of the elements in the maintenance menu. We can create them with the code, the description of the task, and then give it a date and periodicity needed. Okay, we can add a task. Regular inspection. This is preventive or normative. And periodicity, we can give it here, monthly, annual, trimestral. We can select here the new prevention task. And also, we can also create procedure plans, which is the same functionality, but adapted to the asset and the characteristics of every asset. So this is the most used functionality of the digital twin: facility management, preventive and corrective maintenance. Preventive is is the main use, because we have all our assets and we can see have the overview really fast. Here we also have the, as we said, we added the boiler to the inventory, and we can, once we click on it, it focuses directly on one. Okay, and here says, okay, when we start the maintenance task, and can be consulted always. Here, same as I was explaining, corrective tasks can also be done, and we can add, for example, a file with the report of the corrective task done, and the date and time and the equipment. So this functionality is focusing on element and check planning details. Okay, same as I was talking earlier. You can check the assigned tasks to each asset, procedures, sources, reports. And this is validation from the different tasks also. And last is the monitorization. Monitorization in the building, we get information, for example, here for temperature, humidity, that we can, clicking on the parameter, we can see the evolution of the parameters. These are readings that are conducted periodically. We can check the periodicity, and we also have here different data from simulation, which is from the different sensors that we have in the integrated buildings. Okay, and the video is now about to end. These are the different dashboards that we can present. So I will now move quickly to the next slide. So we have, as in the video was explained, in the inventory, we have the assets. We can generate further inventories. For example, here for the geothermal information, we have the terrain as an asset itself, and within the terrain we have created the terrain as an asset. We have added the main information about it. For example, we have added the location of the boreholes, borehole distribution plans, borehole connection plans, for example, and the geological survey is here added to this asset, which is the terrain, for example. Further is the monitoring. Monitoring is done via cloud computing. We click on the asset, as we have seen, and then we get information which is collected via sensors. We get it and then introduce it in the dashboard, and we can see it displayed this way. We have also added an extra functionality, which is the Ecoscada, which also Adrian explained earlier. In the Ecoscada, the almost real-time information from the sensors is being read by the API of the digital twin, and we get, in this case, for example, twice a day information from different sensors. For example, temperature. Here we have twice a day the information from the temperature, and also here we have the air quality in also red twice a day. For further options, we could have also the energy demand calculation. Energy demand calculation comes also from the BIM file, reads the reader, also an algorithm translates the BIM file data, and we can send it to colleagues from other companies which are doing the simulations for the energy demand, and then it comes back with, for example, this kind of graphics that we can also dashboard in the models: heating, cooling, and also then other data. Further options would be real-time data monitoring, which is also very similar to what we showed earlier about the EcoSCADA. EcoSCADA is not real time, but it's almost real time. It's twice a day. The readings could be more periodically. We could be set into almost real time. So the way that it works is that the sensors from the building go into the inside platform, and then are binded with the digital twin. And other further option could be artificial intelligence and machine learning, with could be introduced in this. And finally, this is how it works with the actuators. The IoT devices extract a signal which the actuator allows the digital twin to read it, and then to dashboard it in the digital twin automatically. It's the same to have this monitoring data. And that will be everything. It was also fast. I'm sorry for the quickness, but if you have any questions, we'll be glad to answer you.